Dave, we've begun.
Ian, how you doing, buddy?
I am well. This is apexadjacent car things. We're going to get to cars. But you were complaining about something before we started recording, and it made me think of something with cars, actually. So we're going to get back to it real quick. But computers. Give me your beef with Tim Apple. What's your beef with Tim Apple?
You know, I love Apple stuff. You know, I love their design language. I love that they brought Unix to, millions of people. That's what happens when you control what motherboard they buy. But but they make some weird changes sometimes. Used to be back in the day, I'm going full old man. I got a cup of throat coat tea.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm ready for some ranting. Okay. The show's going to be a little wacky tonight.
Now, do you think the people are going to be able to hear the rant over the sound of the Werther's original wrapper crinkling?
Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. I can't believe that I don't have any Werther's within arm's reach. So I know. Yeah, we might have to kick over to my phone and take
That's
the show
why you're
mobile.
in such an old man bad mood, because you don't have any Werther's.
You're right. He's got the Werther withdrawals.
Yeah.
That's just called living healthy.
Anyway, Tim Apple.
Yes, makes weird changes sometimes because a few versions of Mac OS ago, you could click on the date and time in the top and you get a nice little calendar drop down. And it's been that way forever. So long that it's been standard behavior in Windows too. And then I think maybe Monterey Monterey took it away, which is just one rev back from the big one. Maybe Big Sur, who the fuck knows? But now you click it, and guess what slides into view? All your notifications, and your here's the world clock, and guess what? Here's your stock. Oh God, here I knocked over my microphone. Here's your stock prices. Here's your stonks. You can see that it was a bad idea to spend $100 on Bed Bath & Beyond stock. Just for funsies. Hashtag true story. Don't buy at 15. But so now you have to add an add-in. You can use something called 0 day or iStat menu, something like that to get that behavior back. But you got to click on something else. So literal decades of muscle memory out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this reminded me of something.
Rant over.
Okay, no, but this reminded me of something because as IT people, we interact with a lot of software, and I think especially for software that is for power users or people who work in IT, whenever there's a big update that happens for something that's been around for a long time, there is quite often the enable legacy mode button somewhere.
Yep.
As just a little admission that we know some of you motherfuckers are going to complain about this, and rather than field all of your calls, we're just going to give you this button.
Yep. You're exactly right. Adobe fucking Creative Cloud. Oh God, what was it? When you resize, when you're using the transform tool to resize, now it does it by default as if you were holding down the shift key or the option key. I can't remember. And the fucking save dialog window. That's the one I was trying to think of, the save dialog window. Yeah, there's all this bullshit, and you couldn't just save as a JPEG from your PSD document. There's a fucking checkbox in the preferences that says enable legacy save dialog because they didn't want people like me complaining about them. Yep. I said rant over. I know.
I got you going again.
I have two different kinds of cough drops in my hand right now.
But I was thinking, so this is
basically here.
This needs to be a thing for cars too. This needs to be when you fill out the options sheet. You should just have a legacy mode option where you don't have any screens. You just have analog dials.
Yep, you've got tactile buttons for the seat heaters.
Yes, and actually, I was thinking about this earlier because Matt Farah and Doug DeBrio were talking about this on Twitter earlier. They're going back and forth about analog gauges being like seen as like a new premium thing because
oh my god,
right, like we're going full circle. And Doug had a video out a couple weeks ago talking about how it's insane that Ferrari doesn't have like a special version of one of their cars with a manual, because like manual cars are worth crazy amounts more than automatic or like F1 transmissions or whatever.
A lot of people are converting those. To gated
and
manuals.
And spending huge money to do it.
And selling them for huge money as well. But
I mean, it just made me think of like that when they were talking about that. That was what I was thinking about, was that enable legacy mode button. Which is in like every tool that any like IT person uses on a regular basis always has that option.
The designers are like, all right, we know we're taking a swing here. And then somebody in like the curmudgeon in the background is going to be like, you're changing what? No.
Well, and that's the thing with IT too, is that like there's always, it's a really good analog for like the what Mr. Regular calls the wingadingas, right? I have been in IT now for 20 years, and there has always been a person who is usually a man who is about 60 years old, who has been in IT since essentially its founding.
I mean, like 80 years.
Seems like right. And this person has not changed age. This person is, and their dress has not changed. Their hairstyle has not changed, and their opinions on like how things should look and feel and work has not changed for 20 years.
The only thing that's changed is the thickness of the layer of dust on their family pictures on their desks.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And they're, to be clear, not the same person. They just get replaced. They're made, whenever you like recycle your old electronics, they're compacted, and then like this guy just gets spit out on the other end.
Somehow already with a trackball on their desk.
Yes. Yes. And strong opinions about VI. It's just that. But those are the people that checkbox is made for, and those are the same people. The corollary in the car world is like those are the people who like drive like that manual market for like super high end stuff, right?
I remember like this was so I've been in Colorado since the year 2000. This was something I thought of when I was back in KC, so at least 24 some odd years ago, right? I was driving around in my little Nissan pickup truck, and I was in traffic behind like maybe like a early 80s pick-em-up truck, right? Like, and it kind of looked a little farmy, a little rural, like it showed its age, but like I just remember looking at it and being captivated by the simplicity of the product, right? And like they didn't have a tailgate. There was just a single 2x4 that was like across the back and just kind of stuck back there just to keep shit from rolling out of the back, right? And like I was just so I remember that moment as clear as day, that the truck was white, like I was facing west, right? Like it was, I just thought of the simplicity, like, and like I think that is something that I don't want to say it's been taken away from us, but it's been obfuscated, right? Like, just like things have necessarily gotten more complex, right? And whenever you increase complexity, you increase the likelihood of failure. You can't do anything about that, right? And I think that like our relationship with cars has evolved over time, and we do look back on those like kind of simple things, that legacy, as like I don't know, there is a lot of nostalgia there, right? And I know you say nostalgia is a bullshit emotion, right? And that truck didn't have airbags or any kind of crash safety.
Right.
Right. But, there were still some things to appreciate that kind of make you look at current day things in a different way.
Yeah. And I don't, when I say nostalgia is garbage in motion, I don't mean to say that that there's nothing lost with progress, because there are definitely things like what you're talking about that we do lose things with progress, and sometimes they're things that are not important, like very intangible things, or just things that just are not worth the cost of not having the progress, right? It's not worth the beauty of the simplicity for dying in a car crash that you could otherwise survive.
Exactly. To not have seatbelts, to not have airbags, to not have crumples on. Right.
Like that is clearly better.
Right.
It's clearly better, but that doesn't mean there's nothing lost. There is something.
Exactly. Right.
For sure.
Yeah. So if you your ideal legacy mode vehicle, is there a current vehicle on the market today, or new within the last few years, that you think if I could click legacy on this, it would be the perfect car for me?
I mean, honestly, there's one that we've driven recently that I feel like already is legacy mode.
The Nissan
the
Z.
The Nissan Z. That's essentially like somebody clicked legacy mode on the Supra.
Yeah. No, right? You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
It feels old in a good way. I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Without it being, I think when I talk about hating nostalgia, it's I don't like pandering nostalgia. I don't like manipulative nostalgia.
Or nostalgia that just negates huge things that definitely are part of the context. Right?
Yes.
Like the car that won Pebble Beach, the fucking Nazi car. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a good example. Or just, the PT Cruiser is a good example of I'm going to make it look like an old car, but really it's a Dodge Neon that you would otherwise not be interested in. We're not that's not getting to the root of why something was good in the first place and why you liked it.
Right.
It's just attempting to exploit your nostalgia.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So I feel like that's why nostalgia is such a garbage, because it's so easily exploitable and so often is exploited.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pied Piper effect for sure. Right. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right on. Yeah.
What were we talking about? Menus? We're talking about menus?
Yeah, Mac OS. God damn it.
Mac OS menus.
Back in Mac 7.3.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I mean, you could make Windows look like Windows 3.1 for 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what those skin things were called, but I used to do that all the time. I had it there was one that it wasn't Kaleidoscope. I think that was the one for the Mac, but I could make it look like BOS or other weird stuff, Yeah.
Yeah, I think through Windows 7 you could make Windows look like I can't remember if it was 3.1 or 95. It might have been 95.
Yeah.
You can make it look like 95, like the start menu and stuff.
Yeah.
And that would be the first thing I would do every new computer I got.
Yep, because you came up on Windows 2000. You cut your teeth on Windows 2000, Windows NT stuff, right?
I will cut my teeth on Windows 3.11 for work groups because I'm a team player.
Fucking 7 floppy disks to install that mofo.
Yeah. This is because I'm a million years old.
This is how you and I flex. Other people are dropping stacks and stacks of $100 bills, and we're just here with zip drives and floppies. Yeah,
I cut myself.
Yeah, who wants to play Prince of Persia, bitches?
You're gonna need 12 of these. Oh man, I love Prince of Persia,
dude. That and Commander Keen, man. Yeah, that was the shit. Yep.
Oh man, we are off topic.
Yeah, we're fucking old, man. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so one interesting angle of this is that I just saw recently online is when a much younger generation is completely new to a thing that we had forever ago.
Right.
So the thing that I saw on, I think it was like an Instagram Reels, was did you know that Mac OS has games built in? And what they did is they pulled up Emacs, which has like Tetris and a couple other things built in, right?
Right.
Yeah, just like ASCII games, right? Or ANSI games, whatever. And they're like, oh, this is a new discovery, right? And you're like, yeah, like that was written 50 years ago, you know, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So like when the much younger generation hooks into that, I think it's always funny to see the stuff that like rises up that they get fascinated with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were talking about it the other day. We were talking about tapes. Like,
yeah.
audio tapes. And like the kind of resurgence of those and like what fucking garbage they are.
Yep. Yeah.
But I get why people like them because because they degrade. I think the fact that they degrade pretty quickly is like part of the appeal.
Right.
Right. Like that they are ephemeral because nothing in our life doesn't feel ephemeral anymore.
Right.
So that is part of it. But yeah, they're frustrating as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't played a cassette for a long time, man. A long time. I even got something because I came across a bunch of old cassettes. Some of my high school, friends or acquaintances like would come by the music store that I worked in, and they would make really weird noise, electronic sample music. Mm-hmm. And they gave me a couple tapes that they had put together. I wanted to listen to this stuff again. Like, nice. Yeah, yeah. So I have a thing that like is a cassette deck that has a USB connection on it. It's just like, it looks like a Walkman with a USB connection on it.
Sweet.
Yeah. So if you come across any tapes, Ian, that you want to play and digitize, let me know.
Yeah. I don't know. I threw all my tapes in the garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this has been cranky old Dave and Ian go down memory lane. Yeah. Yep. Whiskey and throat coat tea. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave. What else we got?
You know what? We've got some fun stuff to talk about. So we have, I definitely want to hear your album of the week. I'm looking forward to that. We got a listener license plate game. I've got some eyes. We've got to talk about the track day that we went to. And we have listener my eyes as well. So a la carte, man, you pick and I stick on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do some listener my eyes and then let's get into our track day.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. So, you know what? I haven't even shared a browser window with you yet. Yeah, here, let's do that. See, Pappy over there can see what I'm looking at. All right. Yep. Let's pin the boy Ian right in the middle of the screen because that's what we need.
Let's narrate all of our clicks too.
There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely going to cut this out of the show. Speaking of older stuff, our buddy Mark sent this in, a license plate frame that he saw that he liked. He said, that I would get the reference. It's on a red Honda Fit with some clear coat issues. Honda Fit, you're one of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ian, you want to read the license plate?
All your road belong to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's red versus blue? Is that what that is?
It was from a Sega Genesis game called Zero Wing. Not Zero Gunner, Zero Wing. It was a, it was a cave shooter. I don't know if you ever got into cave shooters or shmups at all. Zero Wing, screenshot. Here we go. It was like, I know you've played R-Type. Or Gradius. Yeah, so it was a game like that, for the Sega Genesis. Yep. And that was one a bad translation. It was a Japanese game where they said all your base would belong to us. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Right? And then,
I always
of
thought
course,
I always thought that came from Red versus Blue, but apparently that was referencing something even older.
yes, yeah. But I still think of the Red versus Blue when they first fucking pull up with the warthog and they're trying to think of the names for it. The general or whatever's like chupacabra or chupa thingy.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, no, that was really funny back then.
Right? Yeah. So thank you, Mark. Thank you for triggering all of our desires to fire up a Genesis emulator again.
Nice.
Yeah. And then, so our buddy Chris up in Washington State sent this to us a little bit ago. I have forgotten to put it up, but it's of a fucking hero in the wintertime. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Is that RS6?
Yep, it's an Audi RS6, like a new one.
An Avant, yeah.
Yep, with the exhaust like the size of a fucking football.
They're massive.
Right? Yeah, but nestled between two SUVs in a snowy-ass parking lot, and you know they're going to rip when they throw it into reverse to get out of there.
Hell yeah.
Right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so thank you, Chris. Let's see. Another thing Mark saw. He saw this rad van up in his neck of the woods. This is a van for a bike shop up there or a bike cycling group. I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up yet. But it's a sweet, like a Ford Econoline van with like, I don't know if that is
I
like
love the hood ornament is awesome.
Right? Yeah, like a little bicycle. Yeah, I'm not little. That's probably
and it's got like the town and country squire livery, like wood panel livery on it.
Yep.
Which is really rad. Like that green and then the wood paneling and the yellow, like you can all picture it. Like that's exactly what it is. But then the dual roof boxes and an awning.
Mm-hmm.
This is for business.
Yep. Exactly right. Yeah. Yep. Nobody is going to be complained about being shuttled out to the trail in this thing.
Fantastic.
Right? Yeah. Our buddy Eric saw another van, and I don't know what to make of it. Maybe he doesn't either, but here's a sticker or something that somebody wrote on the back of their GMC van. It says, "Wee, it's a GMC." I think this is a sign painter with a bit too much time on their hands.
I mean, I'm all for the. This is it's borderline graphic design is my passion.
Right.
But it works, I think.
Yeah. Maybe somebody works at the GMC dealership that like is very good at lettering, because I certainly couldn't letter like that. Yeah.
I was trying to see, is that like a long forgotten ad campaign?
Oh yeah, like forever ago. Yeah.
But I don't believe so.
They might be shooting from the hip on this one.
Yeah.
But thank you, Eric.
Nice.
Yeah. And then let's see here. Oh yeah. Our buddy Tim sent in a bunch of vanity plates. So thank you, Tim. Those are all in the hopper. But he also sent this, Ian, with I think if you had to caption this photo tell the people what you see and how you think you'd caption it.
I would caption it sketch level midnight. But this is a Wrangler with like the sketchiest wheel and tire combo I think I've ever seen.
Yeah,
very deep dished wheels, very far out from the body. It's lifted, and then like a very bizarre fender add-on sort of situation.
Yeah, there's angry eyes up front, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
But Tim said, Jeep, I'm a big boy.
A plus.
Right? Yeah. That's one of those things that like I read and I'm just mad I didn't think of it myself.
Yeah. That's really funny.
Good job and damn it, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, that if you're going giant wheels on your Jeep, okay, that's one thing. to put the 5th giant wheel on the back of your Jeep and just completely ruin any visibility you had out of the back of that thing. That's another level of commitment. Yeah.
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 This looks deeply unpleasant to drive. Don't you think?
Yeah. There is an indicator. I didn't crop this photo for reasons. This is like a screenshot from Tim's phone, right? His battery's at 81%. It's charging currently. You're doing good, Tim. He's running Waze in the background, right? You can tell a lot from a person by their screenshot, right?
My phone's always at like 20%.
Huh.
Yeah.
It just with the comment, like your battery indicator just says it's fine.
It's fine. And there's like a million notifications that I haven't looked at.
Yeah. But if you look at this, you can tell that Tim accidentally shot a video instead of getting a picture. Like he was so flustered that he got a video. He was so assaulted by this thing. Yeah. Yep. I don't blame you. Tim.
Yeah.
So,
nicely done.
Right? Yeah. So there you go. Thanks, folks, for sending that in. Right? Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Dave, what did we do this past weekend?
Yes, I almost threw up.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you did almost throw up. I thought you meant just now.
Oh, yeah.
But no, you meant this past weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We did a track day, and it was kind of like an unusual track day for us. Like we've never done like this sort of format before, where we were both sort of in passenger roles.
We were, yeah. Like
Primarily,
I think I've been embracing the passenger role lately, but normally, like I like riding with you. You love driving on the track, and you were also a passenger.
I was a passenger. So I was a passenger for Meredith, who's a team member of the Lemons team that I'm on. She is a rallycross person, and so she doesn't have a lot of track experience, but she's been doing a ton of work on the truck, and so we're trying to get her into shape for some track driving in the Lemons race truck, and so she wanted some help getting there, and I was like, I'm as good of an instructor as she is paying me, which is nothing, and that's what she got. She got what she paid for.
No, don't sell yourself short. You're a good instructor.
It was a ton of fun, because it was like the first couple of corners, I was like, oh, this is a little sketchy. Like I don't enjoy this. But then something clicked, and I was like, oh, she's used to driving on the dirt. So all of her inputs are like meant for feeling the grip on the dirt. And it was all like, once I figured out that's what was happening, it was like, oh, well, I just need to describe how to do it differently. And as soon as I did, she just did it differently. And she was like making huge progress, like every lap. And then by the end of the day, she did like a 30-minute session on her own. And
oh, yeah.
I had no problems and looked great out there. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fantastic. I was watching from the stands for most of her last session, getting video of her and of PETA on the track. Yeah. And so you could see her coming down through the S's, and I could see her confidence building up over time because she was a little bit more hesitant. Then towards the maybe last 3 or so laps, you're starting to hear the tires a bit, right? Yeah. She's finding the limit. Yeah. Like I think that once you kind of unlock that, like all of her inputs just need a sleep 50 command.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. See that's the kind of stuff that makes you like what you are. Like that's a great thing to pick up on, man. Yeah.
It was really cool. Because it was an interesting place to start track driving at. Like, because she already knows how to like gather up a car that's like at over the limit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So once it's over the limit, she's great. she's better than I am. Like she's got great reflexes and great instincts on what to do once the car's over the limit. It's just like the stuff from like 8/10 to 10/10 that she like didn't know how to do on tarmac.
Right.
So it was just interesting to like just kind of communicate that and then try to like think about like, oh, what would you do if you were on the dirt, and how would you translate that to what I need her to do here?
Right.
So it was a ton of fun, actually. It was great, and she did as great as I thought she was going to. Like, made huge progress through the day.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome, man. It was great. Yeah. It was great to see her out the track. It was great to spend some time in the passenger seat with PETA.
Yes.
I gingered up. I had my little C-bands on. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, after a few hot laps, some motion sickness started setting in on the second session. And I couldn't ride with anybody for the rest of the time that I was out there.
Yeah.
And that is very, very disappointing because I genuinely love being in the passenger seat with you and with PETA at the track, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I got to ride shotgun with PETA, and man,
dude,
his E36 M3 is fucking dialed. That thing rips.
It's so perfect.
Fucking rips.
It's so perfect. Like, oh man, it's so good. It, like we were talking about at the track, like it's not often that you have somebody that sinks so much time and energy into a thing where you like have the luxury of seeing their results, right?
Yeah.
Like, but you like even just sitting in the passenger seat, not even driving the car, you can feel the effort and the persistence that PETA has to a project, right? And tangible results. You know, you feel it. You are just immersed in it, and it's really an amazing car. Yeah.
From it was amazing. Like from the passenger seat, you can feel the balance of that thing, and the thing that really sticks out to me is the traction. Like he could get on the throttle so early in the corner, and you could feel through your butt just the tire just start to complain, like just squirm the slightest bit, and then just hook up and fire you out. Like it was awesome. Like so much communication through your butt, and like you said, like to feel all that without driving was pretty spectacular. And the other thing that stood out to me was like the braking performance on that thing is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really good.
He was braking so like, especially he was really going through turns 7 and 8. And I was telling Meredith that too. I feel like that 6, 7, 8 sequence is such a good thing. Like if you were going to learn to drive on a track and you just threw away the rest of the lap and you just concentrated on those 3 corners at high planes, you could do worse, right? Like it has kind of everything in 3 corners, right? You've got like a really steep downhill to a hairpin, the slowest corner on the track, which is
6 here.
Yeah. And then you have that high speed sweeper up to 7 where you have to, like the best way through there is really slow hands, and you never stop moving, right? Like your hands, by the time you get to full lock, it's already time to start unwinding again, and that's the fastest way through there, I think. And you just have to like trust that the road's going to be there.
Yes. The pavement magically shows up as you just the second that you think you're going to go off, more pavement is there. And that happens for a few more like milliseconds.
Yeah, you look like you're driving off the end of the earth, right?
You do, yeah.
It's a really steep uphill. And so you just like slow, and then back over to the right, and then it's like really hard braking.
Yeah.
And then into another hairpin. Man, the braking into 8 in his car was just bonkers.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think he was still working up to it when I was riding in the car.
Yeah,
because
he nailed it a couple of times, and man, unbelievable.
Yeah, he was on new brake pads, and so he was still kind of feeling out like exactly how much force to apply. And I think because of that like additional force, like that made my motion sickness show up even faster.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other thing too, it doesn't wander around under braking. Like, I mean, it is dead. I mean, like, so you can have so much confidence.
It is the greatest handling car I've ever driven, period.
I can't wait. I don't fit in it, so I don't get to drive it.
Yeah.
But I can't wait. I think he said he's gonna throw the stock seat in it for me one time and I get to drive it. But man, I'm in love with that thing.
It looks amazing. And on top of that, like it's every bit as good at autocross. Right? Like because the steering rack is pretty quick on it. I think he swapped it for a different rack. Right? All that traction, all that stuff still 100% there. You know, like it's truly like a Leatherman tool. Like it is many different settings that thing can do well. You know?
The traction out of the corner and the slow corners in that thing is just bonkers. So I can only imagine in autocross it must be a ton of fun.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So yep, autocross test and tune coming up first weekend in May. So yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So there we go, May 6th. If you're around, anybody in Denver, Colorado, you want to come test and tune with the BMW Club, come on out. It's going to be the weekend after this episode goes up. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Very cool.
Right? Yeah, man. Yeah, we did track things that, like I gotta figure out this motion sickness stuff, man. I don't know if I'm gonna have to pill up on Dramamine, like throw some proper meds at it or something, but yeah, the ginger wasn't enough, and like you
get the bands and the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. So if anybody has any tips, let me know, because I love riding passenger in these cars on the track. I love when you like unlock that stuff about Meredith, like, driving on dirt, all the inputs were kind of early, stuff like that. I would have noticed like that, oh, you're turning in early. Yeah. But I think like the intuition that you have is like that you're correlating that with the previous surface that she has expertise on, right? I wouldn't have made that connection. And it's really, really great that you could,
Yeah, well, and it was also because we were talking about it before about how her car doesn't have ABS because she pulled the fuse because she rally crosses it.
Oh, okay.
And that was kind of it was still kind of in the back of my mind. We were going into a corner and she was like kind of on and off the brakes.
Oh,
I was like, well, why are you doing that? And then it occurred to me like, oh, that's what you do on a loose surface. Like you're feeling the grip, right? You're trying to find where the limit of traction is because it's so low. You can kind of get away with that. You're not like pitching the car back and forth so violently. But on higher grip, you're like,
right. All the weight transfer is happening on the slippy surface. None of the weight transfer has a chance to happen.
Right. And so, I was like, oh, we gotta like smooth that out. And that was like a huge thing. Like just smoothing out the braking. And it took her like a couple laps to do that out.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
To the races. Yeah.
People that have like just a mechanical like feel, like just, hand-eye coordination, hand-foot coordination, eye-foot, whatever, like that mechanical feel, like feeling that stuff through your extremities is just, it's always so impressive, Yeah. If you want a great example of like how those like crazy on again, off again inputs are, it makes me think back to like late 90s, early 2000s rally. Marcus Grundholm, like, right, the driver from Finland, would just like fucking slam the gas pedal like it was like a freaking death metal kick drum.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But it was all that like, like traction, trying to find it. Yeah. Like it was always like,
Yeah, just feeling the surface through your foot, but like you don't want to do that on tarmac.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So, unless you're bedding in your brakes, and then I'm getting extra motion sick.
Sure, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Well, awesome, man. Awesome. It was a good outing. The weather held up for us. Yeah.
Oh, the weather was perfect. It was like mid 50s, low 60s. Oh,
dry.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep. I didn't get too sunburned. I'm not too red.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah.
I did also give my tire, so I wasn't planning on driving my car.
Yes, we have to talk about this.
I wasn't really planning on driving my car because I was going to be riding with Meredith the whole time. But the last session she wanted to do on her own, so I was just kind of like, all right,
you paid to drive.
Yeah, and I got to drive her car a bit,
Right.
and then I was like, well, I have these winter tires on. These are the last season. This is the last season for these winter tires. Time for a Viking funeral.
He said that about those tires last season.
Fine. Call me out. It's fine. It's fine.
So what'd you do, Ian? You took PETA out.
I took PETA out in my car for basically did an out lap, a hot lap, and then an in lap. And by that point, my brakes were cooked, and my tires were greasy, and it's time to come back in.
So there's an observation area. There's not one bad thing about high plains is there's not a lot of good places to sit to get a good view of what's going on at the track.
Very true.
It's kind of central. The seating is basically on the picture here that I'm sharing. It's kind of in this pocket here, like right here, and then kind of down here towards turn one. So you can see people come down through the S's, and then through turn one, you can watch them on the back straight, but that's really about it, right?
Yeah.
So, but, it is what it is. It does offer some good viewing of people coming down through the S's, and it offered a spectacular view of you going through the S's in your car. So here's Dave walking up, right? There's like some bleachers and like a big shade thing. And so like I'm maybe like 40 feet out from those things. And like just as soon as I get like just to the bleachers, right? I see you huck over the curbing on turn 14, right? You hit the curb, you're up on two wheels, and your car settles back down, and you keep on fucking rolling.
I went a little aggressive on the curbs on that lap.
There was no one around, and I just go, oh, shit. Yeah.
It was just one of the, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to have one hot lap. I'm going to fucking go for it.
The next time I was like, well, I'm very curious to see how he's going to approach this a second time around. It was much slower, but that's because you were coming in. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I was like, oh, I'll keep going. I thought maybe I'll keep going. And then I was going down to turn 6, and my brakes do that thing when they get too hot, they grab.
Which is so weird that it happened after so little time.
But I hadn't changed the fluid, and I think these pads are done, and I need to get rid of them. But I hate when that happens. It sucks so much.
I've been in the passenger seat, and the good thing about your brakes getting super grabby when they're done for the session or whatever is that you recognize it instantly, and you have that in your internal management inventory, so you're never braking to the point. You're never waiting to brake that if that happened, it would be an issue, right? You're always leaving that touch on the table, like seeing if it happens, because you can tell instantly when you stab the brakes if it's happening, and then you're able to modulate from there, and then finish up the lap, still at a pretty good clip,
Yeah, I don't usually go. I mean, 2 wheels in the air aside, I usually don't go full send with that car.
God, so fucking wish I had a GoPro just sitting on that curb that just your wheels just right over it. I mean, honestly, you were maybe 3 or 4 inches off of the ground on that side. It looked way more dramatic. It probably felt way more dramatic for Peter because he was on that side of the car. Mm-hmm. I was starting to poke fun at you about it, and you were like, "It was fine on my side."
Yeah, it didn't feel that dramatic to me at all. It was just that's what I normally do in that corner. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
I usually take quite a bit of curb there. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think we might need to put some Fox suspension on you, make you a Stadium R32.
See, now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah. It was a good day. Yeah.
It was very good. Yep.
God. And it's days like that I appreciate having Luther just the big LS to go out there and come back. It's so fucking comfortable, and so it just takes it like it makes for such a relaxing drive home after a day like that. Very thankful.
I still think we need to get like some sticky tires and just do a track taxi.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, dude, I have a set of snows. I have a set of Hakkapelitas on my winter rims that like I'm changing them next season. I think we just do like one lap in Luther, and yeah, we link up all the helmet radios and yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
I think one Lexus hot lap, and then that's a video. Like let's just do a Lexus hot lap video.
Yeah.
Let's get somebody. Maybe we can interview them. As we're driving it around. I don't know. It'd be fun.
You're gonna have to be in the passenger seat, and you're not gonna be able to interview anyone. It's just gonna be you losing your shit.
I need to drive. Is what I had.
Nope. No. Because you would 1,000% drift my car.
Yes.
We're leaving traction control on for the lap, Happy.
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah. Oh, Dave wanting to drive his car home. Yep.
What else?
Let's see. We did my beef with Tim Apple. We did Listener My Eyes.
You have on My Eyes.
Oh, it's cars we saw at the track. Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Yes.
Yep. Ian, name a car that you saw at the track that you thought was awesome.
AutoZam.
Boom. Here you go. We saw an AutoZam AZ1, and this dude was tracking it, and that's fucking rad as hell.
It was very cool.
Yep. The bronze wheels with the white and the gray plastic two-tone. Mwah. Perfect.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Look at it with this little gull wing door up. Yeah.
So good.
The handle on the jack is taller than the car. Yeah, it's so tiny. Peter and I saw him at the gas station. It's so tiny.
Yeah. It's real small.
Yeah.
I love it.
Did you get a good look at the Mercedes wagon that was throwing down a couple laps?
I did.
Yeah.
Well, and it was really funny because the AutoZam was not parked far from this wagon.
Yeah.
And like the vast difference in the amount of metal.
The two genders.
Right. And these two lumps of matter. Like it's just unbelievable. Yeah, I was pretty psyched to see that thing out there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see its vanity plate?
I did.
Okay, so I'm not spoiling it if I show it to you.
No.
Yeah.
Groceries.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep. AMG V8 bi-turbo wagon. Mm-hmm. Yep. Throwing it down on the track. Well done, sir. Well done. Yeah.
It was very cool seeing that thing out there.
Right? Yeah. Yep.
It's
got a Pikes Peak hill climb plate. Look at that.
That's cool.
Oh shit. If Pat Curtains doesn't have one of those, we better get him one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They came up with that a couple years ago, I think, for the 100th anniversary.
That's amazing. That's a good looking plate.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, I want one of those.
Race cars on it? Little zoomy zooms?
This is the first plate I've seen that I'm like, okay, like I will spend the extra money for that.
Yeah, I don't know. What else was there that you were excited about?
On the AutoZam AZ1 picture, you can see this picture of the Audi wagon. That was throwing down some laps.
Yeah, that was
as well. Yep. Yeah, there were a couple McLarens, but they left a little bit after we got there.
There was a Lotus Exige that I was all about.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
God, I want one of those so bad.
Right? Yeah.
That was really cool. And then, I don't know, Peta's M3 just looked so good out there. Resplendent in purple.
Yep. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Good day.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that weather. Like, that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, and we've said it before, but again, the High Plains people.
Oh, Jesus.
They're just on top of it. Like, they're just, everybody is always so helpful and like
safe.
Everything runs on time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it's really predictable. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, like Meredith went off, and so we came in and checked in at the meatball flag. Like, what happened? He walked around the car and checked it for us.
Yep.
You know, make sure
Yep.
that nothing was broke. Like, just the best. They're all
Yep.
the best people. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right?
Yeah. A+. Yeah. If you can get out to a track day at High Plains, like do it. Like Glenn and that staff is just
Yep.
they're the tops.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And Ian's not saying that just because he saved him from a burning truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You would say that otherwise. Yeah.
I would still
Yeah.
say that, but I mean, especially so now. Yeah.
Right.
He definitely he saved the truck because, and Dave saw it. Like he is.
Yeah.
I cannot describe how he is everywhere all at once. Like
Mm-hmm.
a thing happens, and like Dave said, you can't see most of the track.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a thing happens, and before it's humanly possible for someone to pick up a radio and radio it in, and then like he's already on the four-wheeler doing, I'm going to say 300 miles an hour across the grass to the incident. Just
Yeah.
as the crow flies, standing up. I mean, amazing. Also,
Yeah.
he's bald. It's very not treed out here. Never seen him wear a hat. He's never sunburned. Just might be an alien. I don't know.
Just the superpowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Maybe there's multiple Glens. Maybe he has maybe it's triplets or.
It's a multiplicity situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There's one clone they keep in the basement. Yeah.
Yeah. He sings the national anthem at the,
Oh, that's
at the
right.
races. Like,
Yeah.
it's a full service operation.
Yep. Yep. There you go. Yeah. High Plains. Yep.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Right on, man. Ian,
Yes.
hit me with an album of the week. What should I have listened to on the way back from the track or to the track? Give me something to throw on the car next time.
Okay. Yeah. So I went with like a I was this last weekend I was excited to listen to a record and this is like a Sunday morning making pancakes.
Okay.
I like to put on a jazz record. I like to put on a classic jazz record when I do that. And one of the ones that I reach for all the time is the reissue that I have is called The Golden Monk, but it's Thelonious Monk, and it's a compilation of his like some early stuff.
Uh-huh.
But like Art Blakey is on it. Sonny Rollins is on it. It's fantastic. But it's also, I didn't realize this because I could never figure out like what record this was. It's a compilation, and it's like it's a reissue of an earlier compilation that was just called Thelonious Monk, like just something.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
Just Sunday morning, some jazz. It's great.
Nice. I'm getting the whiff of bacon cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're on our first cup of coffee,
Gotcha.
making the pancakes.
Okay.
That's what you want.
Okay. Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah.
I will give it a listen and report back.
Okay. Definitely a gear shift from last
Yeah.
weekend. Last week.
Yes.
But that's okay.
That's all right. That's all right. Nice, man. Nice, dude. Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Links in the YouTube to Apple Music and Spotify. Yeah. Thelonious Monk does not have a Bandcamp. I'm just going to go out on a limb.
I don't believe he does. No.
Yep. Not uploading mixes to SoundCloud. Yeah.
No. But his stuff with Lil Xan is just, you really got to check it out.
I'm your granddad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Nice. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Ian, we have a listener license plate game that might be a little bit timely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am very excited to play it.
Okay. Anything else besides that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Ian, what's the next holiday that's coming up?
July the 4th?
Nope. There's a very important one that you're not supposed to miss before that.
Memorial Day.
Nope. Mother's Day, Ian.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. You're right.
Yes, our buddy Mark, thank you, Mark, sent us a Mother's Day themed vanity plate game.
Oh.
Okay? All right.
Okay.
So if you're listening to this episode, don't panic because Mother's Day is not the weekend that you're probably listening to this. It's the next weekend. So
Correct. Yes.
get your shit in order, you know? Yes. Nobody gets mad at you and you still get your inheritance. Okay? All right. Here you go. I called this one Mother.
Okay.
Okay? Here you go.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. So
Ian?
we've got a white Toyota Tacoma,
It's Colorado. Of course you do.
Colorado. Yeah. We've got a Jeep Cherokee, a black Jeep Cherokee, also Colorado. And then we've got a white Toyota Highlander
Yep.
with
Colorado as well.
a lot of free advertising for this for this dealership that they bought it from. That's amazing.
Yep.
Okay, and then the license plates say "Mama said," "Mama said," "Mama's Zid."
I read that as Mama's ED, Mama's erectile dysfunction. No, no, it's Mama said. Yeah,
Mama said, yeah. Mom truck and Mums, MUMZ.
Yep.
Now, okay, so my first thought is that mom truck belongs on the pick-em-up truck. However, can we do a zoom and enhance on this Jeep Cherokee? Because I have thoughts.
Okay. Right.
What is happening with these headlights?
Yeah, they're smoked lenses.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
Yep.
Now, and then we have I don't know, are these factory, these red tow bar?
Yeah,
tow
they do
hooks?
that on any of the trail.
The
what is it?
rated ones.
Trail rated ones.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Has this person deluded themselves into thinking they own a truck? Is my thought here now. Because this is not a truck. This is a crossover. But it's the type of crossover that somebody might say is a truck.
Might call it a truck. Yeah.
I call it a truck.
I mean, for the longest time, I called SUVs trucks, you know? Yeah. But then again, I'm from Missouri. We're a little special out there.
Okay. All right. Remove this from my site. Let's go back out. Okay. So then we've got Mums and Mama said. Ooh, Mama said.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I know. I think I have an answer. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go I'm going to go with my gut and say mom truck on the Tacoma.
Okay.
I'm going to go Mums on the Highlander. I'm going to say Mama said on the Cherokee because I think maybe this is somebody who thinks they're quite sassy.
Okay. Okay. And this seems like the sassiest vehicle on the lot here.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think sassy would stand for the dealer's URL on the back of your car. That's insane.
Yeah. A lot of people leave that shit on their car, man.
It's crazy.
They do. Yeah.
I mean, I get the decal because it's not everybody knows how to
Right.
use a heat gun.
Pry
and
that
do
off.
the thing, blah blah blah. But the sticker on the back,
Yeah.
how would you not object to that? Get that shit off my car.
Right. I knew somebody that had a Subaru that they bought secondhand from a Nissan dealer, and the Nissan sticker was on the back of their windshield. So it said something Nissan on the back of a Subaru wagon. Yeah.
Weird.
Yep.
Weird. Okay.
Hey, yeah. Some people just have they just don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. Yes, that is my car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sure.
Okay. So which one did you say was the Highlander?
I said Mums.
Okay.
And then
All
Mama
right.
said for the Cherokee and Mom truck for the Tacoma.
Okay. All right. Well, Ian, I think you're doing well here, buddy. Here's the answers. Boom. You got all three. I was so hoping you would overthink mom truck and not put it on the truck.
I almost did.
I know you did, and I was just going to let you go. I wasn't going to reel you back in, buddy. In fact, looking back on it, I could have encouraged further noodling.
You probably could have.
But I like to remain, neutral.
Noodle neutral. Yeah.
Noodle neutral. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice job, Mark.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark, for sending all those in. Yeah. Right?
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave, I think we did a car show.
We did, buddy. We did. Yeah.
If people enjoyed this and that and the other thing, what should they do?
Yeah, they should definitely tell us what their favorite vintage video game is down in the comments on YouTube, right? And specifically if you like cave shooter shmups. Yeah, I'm a Ikaruga boy myself. But yeah, let us know what you like. Send us.
If you have questions that you would like to hear asked of our friends while hooning Dave's Lexus, and if you have an opinion on who should drive the Lexus,
you have much better reactions in the passenger seat, buddy.
I know.
I will drive the Lexus on the track. I will let you take one autocross run in the Lexus.
Yes.
Just fucking over all the cones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, sure. Leave those comments in. Will they guide my decision-making process? Not one bit.
But they'll be entertaining for me, which is important.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Yeah. Send us vanity plates 720-515-1391. Oh, pop on our store. Buy a Vegan Angel sticker.
Yes.
Yeah. I threw one on my lappy here. Look at that.
Nice.
Goes well on the laptop case. Yeah. There you go. Yep.
Everybody, thank you so much. We love you. Goodbye.